A visual media company. It's called Powerful Creative, and we do everything from video production to web design to illustration. And it's kind of a place where everything can kind of live underneath and generate income and be an umbrella under which things can be produced and disseminated worldwide. No, on whatever scale.
So you have other people working with you in that company?
I have freelancers working with me. Okay. In the course of my years as a broadcaster, I've had the pleasure of working with so many talented individuals in the world of video and technology. And so it's always great to be able to build something that you could work with your friends.
Yeah, and personal experience?
Sure. So I've worked in the media for about a decade as an on-camera talent, and more lately as a producer as well. And the entertainment industry is this microcosm of society as a whole. It kind of takes all of the worst and best elements of society and blows them completely out of proportion. Mm-hmm. So, when a relatively young person is told, don't smile because you'll have wrinkles on your face. This has been said to me. Yeah. When a reasonably shaped woman is told that they have to wear special underwear to change the shape of their body. This has been said to me. When you go to an audition and over 50% of the women there are surgically enhanced, you realize there's something wrong. And the fakeness and the unrealistic beauty standards, and it's not just about women. Men experience this as well, but because I am female, that's the perspective I come from, and I don't pretend to speak for experiences that I don't.
I was struck by what you told me about, because I love the way you look. You're very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I think so. And but your hair is originally different than we see it now, isn't it? So can you tell me about that story?
Oh, sure. So, my hair is curly. It's very curly because I am part African, like many Hispanics are. I would say most Caribbean Hispanics, whether they admit it or not, have some slavery descendants. Mm-hmm. And so I have very curly, crazy hair. And this is not just the entertainment industry. Actually, the first time that this was told to me, I worked at a law firm when I was in my teens, paying my way through art school, and I straightened it back then just because it was easier to take care of. But I remember coming in with my hair natural, just my natural hair, nothing done to it unusual, and being told that it wasn't professional.
Your curly hair?
My curly hair wasn't professional, and that I should not come to work that way.
Curls express something about your being serious or not, or
I don't know. Apparently,
doesn't make any sense.
The hair that grows out of my head affects my brain processes. It affects my ability to answer phones, because that's what I was doing at the time. Because people could see my hair through the phone clearly, and it was upsetting them. So and I remember just thinking, well, that's a weird thing to say, but that attitude permeates our culture. It's a Eurocentric standard of beauty. It's very racist. People don't perceive it that way. They think it's just a style thing, because Caucasian women have curly hair too. Yes, that's true, but I believe strongly from the reactions that I get that this is coming from a racist standpoint. It just is, and it's undercover because it's hidden under the guise of style. But the fact of the matter is that on camera, on television, they don't want me to have curly hair either. And it maybe wasn't said to me as explicitly as when I was at the law firm, but it's just like, when you show up and your hair is different and your producer looks at you like, oh. It's just like...
So you have to go through great lengths.
So yeah, I mean, it's not easy to do. I have a lot of hair. I have to put it in rollers and sit under a dryer for an hour and then, blow dry it straight. And then if it rains, it's like the end of the world. Here in Amsterdam, it's very damp. I've been hiding under hoods and such things. I can't just be free. Problems. But at the same time, just because something isn't the end of the world doesn't mean it shouldn't change.
Yeah.
And certainly that we can't be aware of it. And when I was younger, I wasn't aware of the origins of these attitudes. And as I get older, I become more cognizant of the fact that this is actually originating from an ugly place. And for that reason, not because I don't want to straighten my hair, I probably would still straighten it now and then just because I want to. But just because I know that it comes from a prejudiced point of view, it's something that should be addressed. And so...
so that will be, that's kind of the theme of your art exhibition.
So it's the theme, and I think, I really have an issue with the way women are portrayed in general, because I feel like we're constantly being seen through a male lens, the male gaze. And, everything is for that. And that's disturbing to me in general. Like, it's not for me, it's for someone else.
Yeah.
And I am not here for myself, I am here to be seen by another. So I'm I guess primarily a musician, but at the time, to make money, because that's what everything is about. It's like, well, we're going to record an album, and I'm going to be a vocalist. Not a good idea. And
you're playing an instrument as well?
Not on the album. That's the irony of it, because I am an instrumentalist.
So what did you play?
So I've played piano since I was 6. I played violin also as a child. I don't really keep that up, although I still have a violin. And I started learning electric guitar about 15 years ago. So.
And you still play electric guitar?
Yeah, probably take it out every 4 months and practice it and get excited and then put it away.
Anyone watches this video I think this woman is very modest, way too modest. Okay, anyway, go on. Yes.
So I was going to do a music project, and initially, what I wanted to do was have a rock band and make bad music, and
What do you think rock is bad music as a...
Well, I was a classically trained artist, musician, so musicians are artists. So I know that playing power chords and yelling at the top of your lungs isn't the highest of musical endeavor that one could undertake. But I like rock music a lot. I like it a lot. After classical, it was my second love in terms of musical genres. It's like I went from Beethoven to, I think when I was 10 years old when I first heard Metallica on a car stereo, and I was just arrested. I was like, what is it? It was Enter Sandman. I remember that. It was the Black Album, and I was just like, and it just came through me. It came through me, and I was just like, I was only 10, so I was just like, what is happening to me? What is that? I love it. And it made such an impression, because my parents would never let me buy that kind of music, that I remembered that song and those riffs for like a good 5 or 6 years, until I later finally said, that's the song, and I finally, got the cassette and everything. So
you still have your electric guitar?
So I still have my electric guitar, and we were going to record an album, and because we wanted to be commercial, the label determined that I would appeal to an R&B audience because I'm brown.
Here comes the racist thing again.
So we tried to compromise and do a pop album, but I'm not
anymore.
But I'm not the best singer to start off with. So something like that is much more reliant on vocals. So then it became incredibly auto-tuned. And, I guess that's fine for anyone. The opportunity was there. I was working with a producer who was working with a major label. The opportunity was there. I could have been that girl, but I as a real artist, I was offended by the entire process. And I said, this is fakery. It's one thing to be fake on television. Television is not art. That's like an accounting job. You go to your accounting job, you wear your suit, you do your job. You don't feel bad about maybe not being yourself when you're at that job. But this is music. This is supposed to be from the heart. How can I get up here, sing these songs about, sex and bad relationships that I don't believe in? Because that was the other thing. I tend to write not about that kind of thing, but they wanted me to write more about like sex and partying, and I was just like, that's not now, because I'm kind of bringing things together that have been disparate in the past. I have a love of tech and gaming, and that's always been kind of separate from the other things that I've been doing, but I've been incorporating that more into my television work. I sometimes do guest appearances as a text expert and
What kind of, sorry, that's my English is not enough.
sure, a tech expert, technology expert.
Oh, technology.
So that's great because then I do know 5 programming languages and I was a web developer. I still develop websites now and then just to keep my skills up, and that's one of the things that my business does. So it's great to kind of bring that sort of thing together. It's much more organic than it's been in the past. So I feel good about the direction that my television work is going in, because I'm trying to keep it within the realm of things that I'm intimately interested in, and I'm definitely doing a lot more art. It's mostly commissions right now, but it doesn't matter. Anytime that I have a paintbrush in my hand is a good time, and I've been practicing lately my music, so who knows, something interesting might come out in the next couple of years in that respect.
I think the world should let go of that idea that we have to choose for only one profession. It's if you're a multi-talented person, it means you need those many legs to walk on.
They all feed one another. They all
Yeah.
intersect. So sometimes when you work on one thing, it actually enhances the other.
Exactly. Thank you, Desi, so much. It was really wonderful to talk with you.
Irene, it's so nice to talk to you.